Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna show you guys my my top 5 most underrated horses of Red Dead Online. Now before I start the video, I want to give a disclaimer. There is no best horse in the game, and just because a horse has good stats doesn't mean it's the best horse in the game. Matter of fact, there is no best horse in the game. It's actually all about preference. My preference may be different than yours, but just because I have a horse that I like doesn't mean that it's not a it's not a bad horse just because it's not quote unquote the best horse in the game. Yes, I have a black Arabian. Yes, I have some other higher horses in the game, you would say, but I don't I don't like those horses. It's not because they're bad horses. They're good, but they're not like the horses in this video, and I'm going to explain why here in a little bit when I show y'all these horses. Now, it's all about preference when it comes to the horse that you like. Whether if it's the breed, the coat, or just the stats of the horse that you may want your horse to be. Now, the horses in the video I'm going to show you guys are just my recommendation and my preference. I recommend these horses. If you don't pick these horses, that's not a bad thing, because it's just my preference. Like I said, there is no best preference when it comes to these horses, but yeah. Okay, everyone, welcome back. We're at McFarland's Ranch right now, and at the number 5 spot is the thoroughbred. Now, the thoroughbred, this, in my opinion, I believe that it's faster than a Norfolk Roadster. Now, I know, people may think that it's not and this and that, but that's my opinion. But I know, just looking at this horse at first glance, the stats aren't nothing amazing. They're not that good, but this is a very agile horse. It will get you where you need to go very fast. It's a little skittish, but it'll get the job done. Now, would I take this horse into a gunfight or a war? No, I would not, because this horse he'll get killed in 2 shots. But it is a very fast horse, and I think it is I think it's just the fastest horse in the game. One of the most fastest horses in the game, I mean. But yeah, this is a good horse. It's a little skittish against predators and in gunfights, but it's a good horse. The coats of the horse are pretty decent. But yeah, at the number 4 spot is where is he? There he is. Here's Alden. He's a Breton now. The Bretons is one of the most strongest horses you can own in your stable. They're very sturdy. As you can see, they're very muscular. Besides that little weird belly that they have, but there's some good horses. As you can see, the speed is moderately fast. It can get you where you need to go, and I found that this horse doesn't get scared as often as the thoroughbred, like I mentioned. But this horse does well against predators, gunfights, you name it. As you can see, it's a very healthy horse. It has good stats, good stamina. The coats, they're alright, but it's such a good horse. I don't know why few people, more than a lot of people, don't have this horse. If you don't have this horse in your stable, I would recommend that you get it. It's a good horse. You put this horse with the right saddle, it would do you well. But this is the number 4 spot. At the number 3 spot, where is she? here she is. Don't mind the name, by the way. I just gave it a random name, but the Appaloosa. Surprisingly, this workhorse is really not skittish against predators and in gunfights. Now I know, looking at the speed and the acceleration, it's not a very fast horse, but when I get off of a Arabian and I get on this horse, I really can't tell the difference. Besides that, I'm on Arabian, but as far as the speed, I can't really tell the difference when I'm getting off of an Arabian and getting on this horse. But as you can see, it has okay stats. I wish that health was a little bit higher, but you get what you get. But this horse, you know, besides the coats for this horse, they're all right. They're nothing special. This is a leopard spotted coat, but yeah, it has decent speed, decent stamina, and this horse does not get skittish. This is a very chill horse. You get this horse, you will not be disappointed at all. Now with the number 2 spot. Is Zachary. There he is. Now the Dakota Ruber, as you can see, the stats, the speed and the acceleration, it's nothing crazy. It's not a super fast horse, but at the same time, it's not a super slow horse. This horse will keep up with, you know, some of the fastest horses in the game with a good saddle. But the health and the stamina on this horse is amazing. As you can see, 10 out of 10 everything. I barely see people with this horse, and I always ask them, how can you not have this horse in your stable? And this horse does very good against predators. It does very good in gunfights. It just does good overall. This is just an overall good horse. Now the coats, I'm gonna have to be honest, the coats are very bad, but this is just a good horse. A random fact about this horse: this is one of the oldest breeds of horses in the world, and this is the only horse in the game that has higher acceleration than speed. But this is a good horse. You bring this horse into a gunfight or against a predator, it's gonna do very well. Now with the number 1 spot, my favorite horse and my favorite breed of horse in the game, and I'm gonna explain to you all why. There he is, Young Red, the Ardens. Now the Ardens, I adore the Ardens. It's my favorite horse. I'm gonna explain here why. Now as you can see, just looking at the speed and the acceleration, it is not a fast horse whatsoever. This horse is not very agile. It has standard handling, but it is very strong and sturdy. The endurance, when I tell you that the endurance on this horse against predators in gunfights, it would do you well against anything in the game. This horse does not get scared. It is a very brave horse, and the reason I put this horse at number 1 is this horse, it just won't let you down. Now I am gonna say that this horse is not fast at all. It's not a race horse. It's not an Arabian, so don't expect it to be very fast if you're using it to race. I wouldn't recommend using this horse in a race, but this horse against predators in any harm or gunfights is very good. This horse has good temperament. It's easy to calm down. It will barely buck you off. It is extremely healthy. It has good stamina. Now I know some people may say, okay, it has all of these good things, but what's throwing me off is its speed and the acceleration. Now my thing is, if I have a horse and it's brave and it's not that fast, I can let that go. I don't need the fastest, so I don't need an Arabian. I don't need none of those fast horses that aren't brave and not loyal and reliable. Like this horse right here. This horse in a gunfight, this horse would not leave by your side. This horse would literally stand there and get shot at. And I know that may sound crazy, but for your horse to stand there and get shot at, but that's just how loyal this horse is. It will always stay with you. This horse will never leave you. The coats on this horse, it's only 2 coats, which is unfortunate. I really wish Rockstar added more coats for this horse because it's my favorite horse in the game. But yeah, man, this is a good horse. I rank this horse at number 1, and I honestly do not see barely anyone using this horse. Now this is my main horse, so I'm gonna talk highly of it, but I couldn't understand how you couldn't have this horse in your stable. Like, it's sturdy, it's muscular. For a war horse, it's very intimidating. It's big and bulky. It's not like a small Arabian or anything like that. And like I mentioned earlier about the breeding, because the breeding is smaller than this horse. So if you're not that confident and you're not feeling the breeding, just come over to the RDs. This horse is gonna do you very well, and this horse isn't gonna let you down. But like I mentioned in the disclaimer of the video, these aren't, the fastest horses in the game. This is just my opinion on the top 5 most underrated horses in the game. And yeah, this is a good horse. But thank you all for watching my video. Like I mentioned, these are good horses. These are my top 5 most underrated horses over at online. I barely see people use these horses, but if you guys are owner of these horses, drop that in the comments. Tell me how these horses treat you. Tell me what's your favorite horses in the game. And yeah, thank you all for watching.